Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. My sisters and my brothers, I want to share a moment in time with you. If someone asks me what has been one of the most depressing, most negative times that I've experienced recently, I would have to say that perhaps of all the things that I can recall, negative experiences, I can recall quite a few. Some of them were at the expense of maybe losing my life, but for some strange reason, a blessing occurred, and I'm still around. And some might refer to some of the most special loves I've had that walked away from me. And I lost them, and no matter how much I tried, I could never get them back. Could be losing someone that's special to you. I mean, so special, the most special as one can get. And in fact, I don't think that there's anything that could hurt any worse than that. But this thing that I speak to you that brought me such pain comes close to that. And that is on the day that I saw the representation of 74 million people attack the United States and all of the rest of the citizens and say that they do not give a damn about any of us. The hate and rage that was depicted and reflected through their activities indicated that they were willing to harm, to do real serious bodily harm to more than just those that they did. And I'm thinking, 74 million people in this country, that included policemen. No wonder they killed black men. That included your senators. That included your governors. That included your preachers. That included your religions. That included your organizations. That included your schools. 74 million of them says they don't care about the rest of us. In fact, they're willing to take control even though we have spoken and said by 78 million or 80 million that this is the way we want to go in a democracy. But these says, no way. Forget the democracy. I got the power and I got the willingness to take your life, and here I am to do it, they said by their activities. Ladies and gentlemen, can you imagine living in a nation where almost 1 out of 3 people want to kill you? Or should I say 2 out of 1? That wouldn't make any sense. So I'll just say, watch out. The notice went out, black men, do not be alone at night because they're trying to start something. And it might happen to you. And if they bump your car, do such as this, and we deal with it a different kind of way, but not be edged into the civil war. And so what I see, ladies and gentlemen, is this. See, that we're calling it hate. This is what it really is. But what it really represents is evil. And by it representing evil, it represents the ideologies of men. I don't care whether you're black or white, because I understand certain things like this happen in African countries. I understand that certain things like this happen in Asian countries. I understand that this stuff, it happens all over the world. And it's evil. And there's only one way to fight evil, and that's to end it. And it's difficult to end evil if you still want to play with it. What am I saying? I'm saying the evil that we saw, the evil that I'm referring to today, that evil It represents an evil of 74 million people that perhaps has been festering itself around here in these brothers and sisters we call them, who were bound by a law but didn't change their hearts, didn't change their minds, didn't even go one iota toward that. All they were waiting for was a savior, a Messiah. That's why they say God sent, so on and so forth. Yet, as evil as that is, what is the option? The option is what allowed this to occur. Over here, how many people are suffering? How many people are experiencing the pain and suffering of those essentials that are necessary for a good life, a prosperous life, a fun, joyous life? How many are being denied? How many are suffering from a lack of health care, a lack of education, a lack of food and clothing and shelter? How many, even today in America and around the world, are still suffering? Well, see what I'm saying? I'm saying this is evil as well. It does not appear to you to be as evil as Trump. But to Trump, he sees evil here. And seeing evil here, say you got no reason to talk. Now, but God is saying, hey, I'm over here. And what is God's way? God's way is the way of love. God's way is not listening to Trump or Biden. God's way is not listening. Oh, these gentlemen might be in positions of power. I'm not trying to knock that. But I'm saying God's way. God's way is not listening to a democracy, what is a Democrat or Republican. God's way is not that. God's way is righteous. That's God's way, righteous. And God is spirit. So you don't have to look at me, wannabe, any other white man wannabe, woman wannabe. God is a spirit available to me and each and every last one of you. And God is love. And the more love you can give, the more love you can show, tells us how much understanding you have of God. And if you know more God, know more love about God than I do, then show him and stand him up. Let me see him. Because I want to be drawn by God's love. If you know any love that's any more exciting than this that I've shared with you, stand him up. Because in this love, my friends, not a single one of you will be without a career of your own choosing that gives you your greatest joy, and out of applying yourself to the gifts that's been stashed in this earth as they have been and used as they have been so far, now they will be used with joy. And out of it will come oasis, all those things that are essential for your survival, and not one soul will be without them. This is God's way. And God dog it, if you don't want to go Trump's way, that's okay. If you want to stay right here, that's okay. But don't blame it on God. Don't blame it on your fakeism. And stop talking about God if you can't stand on God's side. I'm telling you, my friends, God is love. And I know what I'm telling you, there are others who know of more lovingness of God than I do. But I can't hear of you. Stand up. Do something. Let the world know what love is. Darn. Woo! And I'm sure that the world will help you. I want to thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen, for giving me this opportunity. I don't want to lose you. I don't want to lose you. This is a glorious time. But it is the most hurtful time when I saw 74 million people say they don't care anything about the other 80 million. The choices you've made, they don't care. They want to impose through the efforts of power and willingness to be more evil than you. I said more evil than you, not to call you any better. They just said more evil. See, you don't want to kill. They're willing. And take power. My. You can beat that. Love them. Give them no excuse. Let them know if they want to live alone, that's okay. Let them know if they want everything that they need. That's okay. God is fine with that. Let them know that that's okay to be you. Yeah. Okay. All right. Talk to you later, ladies and gentlemen.